Okay. It says we're live. And we're live.
Hello, I'm Braga. No.
I don't know whose is better. They might
Do
also
I
be really bad.
have to talk like Braga just because I'm his stand-in?
I don't
So,
think
Matt,
so.
what are you showing us today?
Yes.
What are you gonna show us?
Well, we've got a
Yes.
jam-packed show, OLAV, or should I say, poor imitation Braga.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a Timo Braga, a Wish Braga, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do a proper one. So, hey everyone, thanks for joining in. Welcome to Office Hours with Matt and Burr.
Oh, what happened with your internet? Is this me or is?
Um,
Oh, well, there you're back. I think you were.
okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Try
So,
again.
yeah. So, yeah, just saying welcome to everyone. And yes, we're going to have a good Office Hours today. Obviously, Mr. Braga, Olav's here to fill in and give us some updates on what's happening. And yeah, we've got a lot to cover. So let's just jump in and get going. And Olav, great to have you here. How's it been going? You're back in San Francisco now?
Yes, back in Palo Alto. Actually, it's early. It's early. Matt put this meeting as early as he could, or this office hours, to challenge me. It's not enough just jumping after Braga. I had to go wake up at 4. No, no, no. It's good. It's good. Yeah, back in Palo Alto, a lot of things happening. The team has been on fire for the last, I guess, 6 to 8 weeks. We've been doing the shape up period, and it's just been working out great. And I hope you've seen that in the community. We've launched a bunch of stuff, and we've had a lot of what we call R&D project as well. You're going to see the fruits of that later. Oscar's probably going to talk a bit about it. So yeah, one of the projects is the biggest projects we've had yet, I think. So it's
Yeah.
exciting. We had the tabs and the panels, which has been amazing. I'm a tab guy. Like I actually have to force my browser to quit sometimes because just to give me a fresh start. But the tabs has been great. Although the muscle memory has been like, oh my god, shift click, command click. But now we're on par with what you usually do in the browser. So I think that's been super super good. We have export. I think we should do a round of like applause on the
Yes.
export
That's,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
It's been we we've always wanted to do it. We needed to do it right, and we wanted to do it export as markdown. And I do think that what we've delivered has been great. You can get your notes out as markdown now, and you can take it wherever. Now you just need to, like, if you're going into other platforms, they need to create an importer. That's something else. But at least you have your notes on your computer, and that's the main thing we wanted to achieve. So we're super happy about that. So might not feel like a big thing, but it is. I think there's a lot of users that feel like this was kind of political, like why haven't you done it yet? And it's just been like prioritization. And yeah, now we're there. And we added the new AI models. I hope you see how fast the team add the models. So now you have both O3, O4 Mini, we have Gemini 2.5 Flash, and yeah, you'll be able to choose the model in your AI chat and in the space for AI chat. So yeah, and there's a lot of other things on the back end, on the mobile editing on mobile. Oh my god, that was good, especially for me that's traveling a lot. Editing on mobile is a game changer. So shout out to the team. So I don't want to name names. Like, I hear the names every time I talk about a feature, but there's like,
Yeah.
everyone's been doing an amazing job from the customer support team to the GTM team to product and platform. It's been an amazing 8 weeks.
And just on the team, there's been some changes too, or can you give us an update on what's been happening on that front as well?
Sorry, that was on the
On the team itself.
yeah, the teams. I'm already behind Braga asking you like, what? Sorry, what did you say? Yeah, no. So I think we've had 3 new hires since you and Braga had your office hour. We had Andy. Andy joined. He worked at Tidal on the Electron app, and he's heading up everything with the Electron app for us now, which is you're going to see some velocity on that front. Anjali joined. She comes from Adobe. She headed up monetization and data science there. So we have our first data science, data analytic person. So that's amazing to help us like figure out like what features do we need to improve and what's the sticky metrics. And yeah, she's been amazing already. And we have Mark that's joining us on the CS team, which is really needed. And he's been amazing working together with you, Matt. So yeah, that's 3 hires. And what's really fun is we're opening our office in SF on Monday. So
Nice.
we're actually, if any of you are ever in SF, please just send us a message and come in and meet us at the office. It's in Market Street. So it's yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm an in-office person, so I love like being in the office and just working together with people, chatting, and yeah. So we're going to be there a lot. So
So you put a lot of energy into the SF office over the last, or the Frontier SF Frontier over the last year. So it's kind of exciting to see that kind of paying off and moving forward.
Yeah. It's a big step for us. So it's going to be fantastic. So I can't wait for that to materialize on Monday. And then we have some roles, and this is important. Please, everyone that's out there, we were looking. These roles have actually not been published yet because we're not focusing on that. But we're after a product marketer, preferably based in SF or in the Bay Area. We are looking for a content creator. The same, like I would love to have somebody in the Bay Area so that you could join us in the office. We are looking for product, designer engineer, I guess Oscar called it. Maybe you can talk more about that later, but that's more of a CET role. And we're still searching for that awesome growth engineer. So if you think you fit those roles, or if you know anyone, just reach out to us, because it's needed.
Great. There was also the obvious one that you didn't mention, which was the office hours co-host. We're still
and the office hours co-host. Yes, we're gonna. Braga will not get this spot back, so we need somebody more professional. That's who
we should give us some context.
Braga. Who are these two amateurs?
Yes.
Yeah,
but hold on, I'm here every time. So really, what does that mean?
Wow, this is gonna create some kind of like a discussion or argue. No, so Braga is on his paternity leave, well deserved, and he will be back in August. So right now everything at the office is chill. Everything is just going as planned. It's a total new atmosphere when he's gone, and it's been amazing. No, sorry, Braga, we miss you. We miss you a lot. Yes, we can't wait until you're back.
Absolutely.
So, but it's well deserved, and it's something that we hold in high regard in Tana, your paternity leave. So yeah, it's. I'm actually surprised that he joins. I guess he has he has some like a FOMO or he was like, I can do it, and I'm like, no, chill, be with your kid.
Mission obsessed. I think we all are. That's why we're here, which is great. Okay, today we've got a few product demos too. So we've got a few people coming in. We've got Askar, who's going to talk through a few things. Ardik, who's going to talk about an update on offline. Doug Inge talking about meetings and some of the work he's been doing, and then finally Theo, who's going to discuss some of the templates. So why don't we go to Askar, who might be around now. So OLAV will take you off stage and bring Askar on, if that's okay.
All right. Fine.
Okay. Actually, maybe I'll see if I can do this. I'm doing the technical stuff. So Askar, hey.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
You're doing well, OLAV. You're no Braga, but you're doing well.
That's good enough for me.
Awesome. Fantastic. Askar, so you're coming in to talk to us about a few things today. Maybe I might just open up by saying, or leaving it open to say, what have you been up to, or what's been going on?
Yeah, so I will spend a few minutes talking about the thing we just released from the last cycle, or one of the things, the tabs and navigation work that we did. and then I'll spend some time on the stuff we're working on in the current cycle that will go out with the next release, or the next major milestone for the way the internal work cycles, meaning 6 weeks from now. So the stuff that we focused on the user interface side in the last cycle was we introduced tabs. That's what you see, like that's how it manifests. But it's part of a bigger story where we're trying to make Tana more familiar and easier to use ultimately. So Tana is the result of a ton of experimentation and ideation and visioning, and some of that is great. That's what makes us interesting. Some of it, not so much. We tried things that didn't work. And for example, the way you navigate Tana has been unconventional at best. There are no other apps that behave the way Tana behaved. And still, we haven't entirely solved this. So tabs is one step towards something that will feel much more familiar for new users who come into Tana. So for those who haven't explored it in a lot of detail yet, I'll just quickly show you what I mean. So just by introducing the basic browser keyboard shortcuts, like Command T to open something and Command W to close something, that is in everybody's muscle memory. So piggybacking on that just gives us so much for free. It makes Tana feel much more familiar. On top of the things we did for on the tabs themselves, we also improved the way panels work. I'm not sure if you all noticed this. It was under the hood quite a big change, but on the surface, it hopefully just feels natural. But you can now individually resize panels, and you can also reorder them. This one doesn't have the best user experience yet. That'll come at some point, but it's all there and it's working. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much more time on the tabs because the other stuff that I want to talk about is a lot more exciting. So and please interrupt me if there are any questions. I can't see the thread now, Matt. So interrupt me if there are any questions that you think I should answer.
Just a lot of great feedback on tabs and people saying they're enjoying them, which is great. And
awesome.
Do you mind just zooming into a little Asco if that helps?
Sure. I'll switch over to the other environment first. Sorry. Okay, so this is basically the same story. It's about making Tana more familiar and being conventional where the conventions are good, basically. So like I said, Tana is the result of a ton of experimentation and conceptual development. And while some of the core ideas are still extremely robust and are what sets Tana apart, some of the more sort of basic interactions, like navigating a workspace, for example, is clearly an unconventional and sort of intimidating experience for a lot of new users. I'm pretty sure the audience in this call is on the more technical side, but as we move Tana towards a more mainstream audience, we need to also adapt the product to fit that audience. And to make it very clear, without breaking or ruining what is interesting and good about Tana today. So I just wanted to show you a couple of new concepts that we're introducing in order to deliver on this sort of attempt to make Tana much more navigable, easier to get into. So the first part concerns the. Let me just demonstrate actually, and I'll show you a few of the ways these things come together. So you might from most of the tools you use, whether it's Apple Notes, Evernote, Gmail, most of the tools you use have this master detail view. You have a sidebar that sticks there. You have a detail view that you open things within. That has never been possible in Tana, aside from the side menu view that has attempted to do some of it. We now have two concepts here that, when combined, I can say I want to see these as tiles, and then I'll say I want to see this as a split view. And when I open one of these, I now navigate as a very conventional. Imagine this is your, say, your list of emails within the Apple Mail client or something. It's the exact same paradigm that is one of the most fundamental navigation patterns in software. This has not been possible in Tana in the past. And if I have some sub node inside of here, I can open that without losing my context. So clearly, what I just showed you, I applied a few commands here to get into this state. That's not the user experience we're aiming for here. What we are now trying to do is to introduce a couple of new building blocks that lets us provide a much more familiar navigation experience out of the box for new users who come into Tana, but also lets you and every user in the future combine these building blocks into much more powerful and convenient workspaces. So only those two concepts, if you combine them, you can do things like this, where I have an overview here. If I open something, I created a node for the office hours demo we just looked at. These are just panels. Everything that we're seeing here, these are just panels. So the left-hand column here is one node. The middle column is another node. And to the right, we have the detail view. So I've basically applied that thing that I just did in my setup or my dummy. I've applied that twice to get into this situation. And simply by combining these two IDs, you can create what you're looking at now, which is sort of this feeling that your workspace is a set of apps or areas, and within them you can have the navigation that makes the most sense for that particular set of data, whether it's a list of people, as in this case, whether it's a timeline, like in this case, whether it's a more wiki style or sort of grid-based navigation like this. You can construct this however you want. And like I said, because this is Tana, these are just panels. So I can define the way these look and behave exactly like I want. And there are a ton of things here. I'm not sure how much further I should go, but to make it clear, you're looking at a terrible Comic Sans demo tool that we're using for prototyping internally. But if I disable my lo-fi feature flag here, you can see that this is actually a fully functional Tana build running with real data. It's not the production database, but it's as close to it as we can get. So this is not just something we are ideating on or exploring. This is an actual development project now, trying to get to a place where Tana can look like this without sacrificing any of the power. Yeah, I think I might leave it at that. There are a ton of other details here that I would love to talk about for another hour, but we have other things as well.
Like every time I see this demo, I'm looking for the reaction button, and there's no reaction button in this in the studio stuff. But no, this is the biggest change we've ever done, right? On the front,
yeah. At least. I also want to emphasize that this is very fresh. Like this is what we're working on right now, and we are not promising that we will ship everything that I just showed exactly the way you saw it. This is still in flux. We're still finding rabbit holes and corner cases and things to take into account here. And I also want to emphasize that I absolutely winged that demo. This demo has not been seen by many other people. So it's, yeah, you're seeing behind the scenes here.
Do we want to just? Sorry, Matt. I always take
Go for
over.
it. Go. Yeah.
No, okay, yeah. Oh, I must remember my Brage accent. So, Oscar, so why are we doing this? I think that's actually a fair question.
Yeah. So the story is the same that I mentioned for tabs and for many of the other things we're doing now. We have built a super interesting product that everyone in this chat, you've understood where the power is and how powerful this tool is. But we are seeing that as we move towards a bigger audience, where the patience is a little bit shorter and the motivation in some cases might be lower when we move into collaboration, for example, and you just want to get your teammate in, we have to get the threshold down for getting into Tana and becoming comfortable in this tool. So that's the ultimate goal here, trying to lower the bar for getting into Tana without compromising what is interesting and useful about the tool.
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent. And
Can't
I know
wait.
timeline.
Only 14 days until we ship it. 14
Yes.
days.
What's the timeline?
Yeah. So we're still in the first week of this 6-week cycle, and the goal is by the end of this cycle we will ship the first building blocks. That will very likely mean that we can start combining these into a more familiar first-time user experience for new customers, but it also means that everyone here can start applying these to their own workspaces. None of this will be retroactively applied to any of your content. So if you want to use Tana the way it currently works and you're happy with that, go ahead. We're not going to break anything. These are just new views and new tools that you can choose.
Was that a victory beer that you just opened?
Can you hear it? Did you hear it?
Yes.
The clock just passed 6 here. I thought, why not? It was such a good demo.
Yeah. Yes. Obviously, the timelines are very hard, but yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk about the shape up quickly? We've just for those that are kind of just joining for the first time, explain that what it is, what's the timeline or cycle process.
Yeah, just to reiterate about the timeline of this stuff. So we are shipping the first building blocks in the next few weeks, but it will not automatically make your workspace look like what I just demoed at the end there. Like we will take this step by step. As for shape up, so I think we mentioned this in the last office hours as well. The company is growing, the team is growing, the way we work needs to adapt. Right now, we are using the shape up methodology. So this is our second sort of cycle using that. It comes out of the Basecamp 37 Signals team. A lot of startups of our size have chosen to use that setup, and it works well for us. The basic idea is that you have sort of a variable scope at a fixed time. So you define, hey, we have 3 weeks of appetite with 3 developers for this thing, or 3 people for this thing. What can we do within that time window that is complete? So when it finishes, that's what we invested into it. That's what we ship. So yeah, fixed time but variable scope is the basic idea. And we're not doing shape up sort of precisely by the book. We've adapted it a little bit to suit us. I think everyone does. But yeah, it feels good. It lets us. It has been a tool to let us focus on things like what I just showed you.
Amazing. Well, with that, we might have to have a fixed time variable scope for office hours. So we're running out of time quite quickly, I think, but very much worth the investment. So thank you very much, Ashgar. That was really awesome, and
all right,
yeah, super exciting to see. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Up next, we have someone else. Who is that? Someone else? It is Eirik. Eirik is working on offline. So hey, Eirik.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Where are you in the San Francisco office or? the matching Doom posters. Is the background there?
No, this is
look
the
at
OG
that.
office, I think. Yeah.
Right.
We have
Yeah.
multiple. No, I'm
Awesome.
on the west coast of Norway still. And we had snow in the mountains last night, so it's pretty far from summer.
Not summertime.
Of course we have, because I put out the trampolina before I went back to the US. And
that's
that's just like asking for snow.
Yeah, true.
All right, good.
Right.
Let's get into it. So, just a bit of an update on offline and if it's coming, where it's at, what's to come.
Yeah. So before we get into offline, I just wanted to briefly touch on a precursor task we have going. So the Tana team has been using Tana since pretty much before the beginning, essentially. So we have a rather large workspace now that takes takes a while to load, and it uses a fair amount of memory on your computer. This has been a problem for us increasingly lately. So we know we have to do something, and we know kind of the end game of what we want to do, but that's a bit further out. So we are taking some immediate steps now in the upcoming 2 weeks, hopefully, that will at least significantly reduce the loading time and memory usage for large workspaces. So if you're one of the guys or girls with the plus 1 million node workspaces, hopefully this is something you can benefit from in the pretty near future.
We should make that a club, the plus 1 million club.
Yes.
Dude,
More
do
features.
not. Yeah.
But yeah, so some of the work we're doing for this will also feed into the offline project, which is what we're also doing this shape up cycle. And as we mentioned before, we are now actively working on offline. Exactly what it ends up being is still a bit to be determined, but it is very clear that our intention is for you to be able to open your Tana client while on the plane, access all your workspaces that had been loaded. That means that if you have like a workspace in the sidebar that you never use, most likely you can't add that. In the workspace invite list. But as long as it's in the sidebar, like one of your active workspaces, it will be available for you for browsing. And we intend to let you edit your own workspaces, but probably not collaborative workspaces in the first iteration. And then we have a ton of things to figure out regarding attachments and uploads and header images and stuff like that. Because, for example, for our internal use workspace, we are around 30 people uploading files every day. So if we were to sync all those files and make them available for us offline, that would be take quite a big chunk of your hard drive. So that's something we need to figure out. But it is definitely on our scope to have something shippable by end of cycle, and then we'll get into exactly what that will be later on.
Okay, fantastic. And so what about the scope of offline? Is it still something you're exploring? Are you sure what you're looking at yet, or is it still it's still to come, like in terms of the actual context of specifically what it means?
Like in terms of features, I think we have a fair understanding of the first iteration at least, which is kind of what I mentioned now, and it's mainly the desktop client being involved here. But we are doing underlying work that also enables proper offline for mobile. So this is something we will investigate after desktop. But desktop is the most pressing one.
Yeah, I used it on the plane over here.
Yeah.
Just to put some pressure on you, Eirik. Yeah, it was amazing. Worked and like 11 hours of work done, and it's such an amazing feeling, like being able to just access your data and from everywhere, and just your personal data at least. So that worked well, and
as you can tell from Olav's comment, we do have some sort of offline mode in internal testing. So at some point we will extend the test to include external people as well. No guarantees when that will be.
Yeah. And I think I want to just touch on one quick point there. What Eirik said about the desktop app, I think I want to give a shout out to for everyone to actually download the desktop app, because there are features that only will come on the desktop app. Offline is probably one of them, Eirik. We have tabs, that's one of them, because you can't compete with you can't have tabs in your browser Tana. That is given, right? So if you're using Tana in your browser, be sure to download the desktop app and start using that, because that's where we can have the proper and best Tana experience. So yeah.
Excellent. And probably Andy joining the team also reflects that, right? We've got some really dedicated resources towards that.
Yeah, definitely.
Eirik, there's only one more thing I'm going to ask you to try and do, which is, can you do a demo of offline for us?
Oh yeah, sure. I just need to find my Tana window. So with to find a node to present, it's just do my today node or. All right. So how do I share my screen here?
I was running with this as a joke where I was just going to cut your Wi-Fi. I didn't expect you to actually do a demo, but here you go. Here it is. There it is. There it is. You did it. You did it.
Great job, both. Effing up the joke, Matt.
Rules the punchline.
Are you like 80 years old? What happened?
He was too cool.
We rehearsed this like 10 times.
He was too cool. I thought he was going to demo.
Great actor. No.
All right, that one's on me.
Where's Brad when you need him?
No, exactly. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. All right. Sorry about that one. We can do it again. We're on the same one. All right. Let's go to the next one. Dougie. Hopefully he's got no crappy demos to show us.
Hey, Dougie again.
Hello.
You don't have any jokes lined up because Matt is gonna have them up.
No jokes. I promise.
Yeah.
Also stable internet, so I don't need the offline mode at all.
Amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Dougie, you've been obviously working hard at work too over the last 6 weeks, and you've got some stuff to show off. And
Yes.
Yeah, over to you.
Perfect. Yes. So I have my screen share here with a small presentation for all of you. So my name is Doug. We've seen each other before, the rest of the community, for those of you who are at the launch event. I'm now heading up the Meetings 2.0 project in the ShapeUp process. And I'm very excited to soft launch, I will say. We have some few bugs left before we can actually launch this, but I'm very, very excited to show it to you now. To sort of tease what's coming very, very soon. And I figured it might be fun for you to not only see the new feature, but also understand better like how we worked behind the scenes as well, to sort of lead up to where we ended up. And what I'm showing here is maybe closer to like Meetings 1.1, but we call it 2.0 because it kind of signifies an intention of moving towards a more magical meeting experience in Tana. But let's start with how we worked. So in ShapeUp, it all starts with a pitch. My pitch was named Just-in-Time Botless Meetings. And that was based on a lot of user interviews, feedback sessions, community engagement, and much, much more to sort of understand the problems that people had. We had in-depth interviews with people in the community and tech managers, also people who weren't Tana users, to really understand kind of what problems they had in meetings, what kind of softwares they used to help automate meetings, and how we could make Tana better. And from that, it became very clear that bots were distracting. In some meetings, they would even take up more space than humans, we heard. And that space really be reserved for humans. And there isn't really a good way for many people to sort of add their bots to meetings in a non-intrusive way. And not all meeting software platforms are supported. And we also knew that being able to transcribe and generate summaries and chat with the transcription were key features for people, and a great way to see the value of Tana early on. And for us, meetings kind of signifies the most information-dense and lowest effort way for people to see the value of Tana, to be able to get that into the graph and interact with it, use the AI features, and start collecting data that you can later use to help prepare for meetings, etc. So kind of lowering the barrier of entry there was super, super important. Then once the company took a bet on our pitch, we met in Lisbon. This was something that we just decided to do over the weekend. We were like, we have to meet and actually talk about this stuff together and run a workshop. So we met for a proper kickoff that assured alignment, and we tested our most risky assumptions, kind of de-risked the entire project and figured out what we wanted to work on. And we approached that problem very systematically. Turned over every stone, every user insight we had, tried to break it down into what happens before the meeting, during the meeting, after the meeting, and even had like philosophical discussions about what a meeting really is. Because when we think about meetings, it's like discussion meeting, maybe less than 8 people, but it can be lectures, it can be so many other things. A user interview can be a meeting, for example, and how does that fit into what we wanted to create? And this caused us to, in just a few short days, to have a pretty clear understanding of what we needed to be done in the first iteration to get the new meeting experience in place. And needless to tell you, we had a lot of wants and a lot of things that we wanted to get done. But in the end, we managed to get that down to just the bare minimum of things we wanted to tackle or needed to tackle first. So those things are a botless meeting experience, so you don't need a bot anymore. Better meeting summaries and transcripts. Just-in-time meeting notifications so that you never miss recording a meeting when you need to, even without having synced your Google Calendar. And lastly, and the things you will see that we might not have shipped as much as we wanted to yet, but we will, is better in-meeting experience that gives you superpowers. We really want to give Tana users superpowers in meetings, before meetings, and after meetings, so that they feel like they're getting value out of the stuff that they put in. So without further ado, let's just look at how it works. I'm going to go into my demo workspace here. So there are many ways to start a meeting. You have the notifications. Those I can't really show you right now, but there will be notifications up in the top right corner here if you start recording a meeting, so you can start recording right away. You can also Command K, of course, start meeting with meeting, and you can just use your preferred meeting tag. For existing users, for those who don't get this shipped with the new starter content, you can just enable it using audio enable tag over on the side here. And if you have the meeting base type, you will now have include system audio, which means we will record the actual speaker output of your machine directly, and you will get a proper transcript to you. And as with everything in Tana, you can have any post-process command you want be set up automatically, the text processing agent for you, with some basic defaults. We can go in here and configure it however you like and add attendees and transcription stuff. So let's just go ahead and start a meeting. I can click this one. And now the meeting has started. You can see that I have a new floating bar here that I can move around. That kind of shows you that you're recording. And you also have some quick options here. So this one, it's a little bit small on my screen, but I hope you can see it, is the pause button. So I think we are the only one who have that for meeting stuff. So if there are things in a meeting that you don't want transcribed, that is sensitive or in any other way shouldn't be transcribed, you can quickly pause it and resume it whenever you like. So that's super cool, and hopefully something that a lot of people will appreciate. And you can end the meeting as well. And let's see here. This is the transcript so far. If OLAV, can you say something?
Yes, I can say something. It actually works while just going and getting coffee in the middle of an office hour. I can actually go to get coffee and we'll actually transcribe what I'm saying.
Now I trailed off, I guess. Never attempt OLAV with coffee, I guess. So you can see here that we have speaker separation as well. It is not perfect, but it does a pretty good job. If you want perfect speaker detection, you can use the meeting bot still. But it does a fairly good job of doing that, and it will try to read from context and get a pretty good transcript going. And if I now end the meeting, you can see that we will have a meeting summary generated in a second automatically after the meeting. And you can customize this however you like as well. And if you want to add action points, you can do that in the text processing agent. Yes. Let's see, did I cover everything? Yes. Oh, well, actually one last thing. This is also a command. So if you want to set up your own stuff, and if you're a builder and everything, you can use the real-time transcribe audio command. And that now has a new feature for include system audio and transcript in source material, and that you can add custom post-processing commands to that as well. So you can have multiple commands to trigger the based on what you want, and also multiple different types of meetings can have their own recording setup. Yes. I think that was it for demo time. So let me just go back here. So in 6 weeks, we managed to ship a lot of stuff, but it's not done yet. We still have a little ways to go to both fix bugs, and there's a lot of things we want to do in upcoming cycles to UI to improve all of that. But the things we did ship was support for both Windows and Mac OS on Tana desktop. And I think we are the first mover on Windows for this type of feature. So that's incredible. And I hope that our Windows users will greatly appreciate that. We have auto-detecting meetings. The most important thing is maybe the language supports. We actually support 60 languages out of the box with multilingual inline supported. And that's super important because a lot of languages are, for example, our own Norwegian with English mixed in. And the transcription motor engine will be able to handle that so that you can switch between languages on the fly. So that's super, super critical. We have support for transcript in source materials. If you do ask AI about this content, of course, you will be able to talk to your transcript and modify that. I've myself used that a lot for full day workshops that I just start recording, and then I can go back and talk about with the AI about everything that happened in that workshop and kind of get key insights back out of it to help me remember. And yeah, you can build custom post-processing, a lot of other stuff. So when can you use it? I guess this is the question everyone is asking themselves right now. So we are finishing up testing right now. There are still some bugs that we need to fix. So we hope to wrap that up by end of week. We are preparing for community launch, hopefully by next week. There are some vacations in Norway that might shift this a little bit out and be confusing and stuff. So we'll try our best to get this out into hands, because we want all of you to test it as well. That's super important for us. We know that this isn't perfect, but we will get this into your hands so you can give us that feedback, and we can iterate on this and make it a magical experience for all of you. And yeah, this doesn't stop here. We will continue to develop all of this. One last thing is, a lot of people have asked me, what about the meeting bot? What's going to happen with my agent? Will I still be able to use that? The answer is, for now, yes. We don't have any plans to deprecate that. We will continue to develop and support it. There are use cases where the meeting bot is just better. If you require perfect speaker separation, for example, the meeting bot can do that perfectly because it has access to each individual participant's audio. So it's gonna stick around and be an experience that you can still use. But this one means that you can now record directly without having that annoying bot in the meeting. Yeah. So for all of you who know this meme of George Bush and the Iraq War, it kind of feels like we're at the end now, and I'm saying like, mission accomplished, we did it, here's the meeting bot, but we know that we have a ways to go. So we hope that you're patient with us and give us all of your feedback once we ship this, and help us bring this to its eventual conclusion of Meetings 2.0. So that's it.
Amazing work, Dag Inge. Like I want to applaud every time, like Oscar and Dag Inge and Eirik, but we don't have an applaud button here. So, but this is, I think what's important here is, this is one of the things that, like you said, Dag Inge, is the most information dense thing or object in a company. And I do think that this slowly, you'll see the power of AI in Tana. Like chatting with your script is one thing, but when you have a lot of scripts, or if your team have all of their meetings shared in a workspace, you can start actually talking and chatting to all of the meetings. And you can, if you have UX meetings, you can like pull out data. And this is kind of, I don't think our users yet have seen the power of AI in Tana. And that's, we've made the foundation, and now we can start building on it, right? So that's why we've said that AI in Tana isn't a bolt-on thing. It's not like, but like we've said, like, oh my God, somebody launched AI. We need to get it into Tana. No, our knowledge graph, the super tags, everything from the first presentation Grim, Todja, and I did was about AI. And I remember being on Sandhill doing a round. I just need to say this because it's so funny. And some of the VCs were like, "You're doing AI." This was back in early 21, and they were like, "You're doing AI. That's a thing of the 90s. Are you doing crypto? Yeah, you should do crypto or some blockchain stuff." And we're like, no, AI and the knowledge graph is and the AI and our super tags is actually going to solve productivity. And they're like, no, listen to this, Tana tokens. You should do crypto. Yeah, but I'm just so glad that we're starting to harvest now the foundation that was built from the start in Tana. So yeah, and you've done an amazing job, Dag Inge. So
you.
good to have you on board.
Fantastic, Dag Inge. Thank you very much. Is there anything else we want to add? Just running through. There's not really many questions in the chat, but there was a few. What about consent for meetings? I guess that's something we haven't really discussed.
Yes. It is. A lot of companies solve this in different ways. We've chosen to not do anything in particular for consent, like try to play a sound or anything, because we think it becomes false security. Because if you're wearing headphones, the other party can't hear that sound being played out. And there are other ways that are not kind of good enough or reliable enough that it might give you a false sense of security. So we've decided to not do anything special for consent other than that people have to, as you can just record stuff with your phone as well, to really know the legislation that you're in, to record only the things that you're allowed to record, and be a good citizen on the internet and in real life, really. So it is a very sensitive topic and a very hard topic to talk about because it's it is illegal in some jurisdictions and legal in others. But we think and believe that what we've built will be more beneficial than it would be non-beneficial for people, and we hope that the people who use it will use it for good. And we're also not recording the real audio. I know that in some jurisdictions that doesn't matter, but we're at least trying our best to at least give you just the transcript instead of recording the real audio with this feature. So I hope, but we're open for feedback here. We know that there are a lot of strong feelings about this, so please let us know.
Excellent. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Dag Inge, for coming in. And yes, looking forward to seeing it roll out as well as get feedback. So the best way to get feedback is in the Slack, perhaps, or through help@tana.inc, and we'll be all over that. So busy few weeks ahead for you and all of us. Really excited about it.
Perfect. All right.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Dag Inge. It doesn't assume you have no demo to offline to finish off and me to ruin the joke. But, all right. Thanks for coming in.
All right. See ya.
Okay. Next one, we're going to talk to Theo. Theo's been working hard as part of the GTM team. And here he is.
There we
Theo.
are.
Hello.
Hello, Lisbon.
Wow, so many insane things coming. Yeah, hello, Greenhouse, Lisbon Greenhouse.
Yes. Amazing. All right, Theo, let's jump in. What have you been doing?
As always.
Yep, and what's been going on?
Yeah. Super exciting seeing all the things coming, but there is one thing that just went live about 10-20 minutes ago for everyone.
We launched it?
So we launched
you launched it while I was in the in office hours?
That's the
oh
way
my
to
God.
do it.
My need for control is spiking. What happened? No, okay.
I was a decoy. This was the whole plan.
I'm good.
Yep. So what we launched is the first version of the Tana template store. You can now browse and install a collection of Tana templates directly inside the app. And this is available to everyone, as I've said. You just need to, and you can share my screen now, Matt.
Coming.
Nice.
There you go.
So you just need to head over to the super tags overview, and then top right, you'll see a browse templates button. And that will take you into the template store. one of the biggest hurdles we've seen for like new users has been like starting from a blank slate. We've done a lot of work on the starter content, so you'll come into Tana with a set of super tags that are already installed, which are these ones. But sometimes you want other workflows, and while we're working on making building in Tana super easy as well, it's not that there yet, and this will reduce a lot of the friction by giving you plug and play workflows that you can start using immediately. So we hope templates will both get you inspired, help you learn by example, and also discover how powerful Tana can be for real life workflows. And it's also a very good place to, like, you can install them into a sandbox, you can take inspiration from them. They're all free to install. And yeah, you can build from them, build on top of them, customize as you want, as of course. So we're starting quite small and focused with just like a handful of curated templates that are both simple and powerful. And I thought I'd show you just one at least to see what they're all about. So let's do the simple projects. Simple projects will give you a powerful way, simple but powerful way to stay on top of all your work. When you click into it, you'll get a overview of the template, how to use it, what it contains, some screenshots of what's inside and what you can expect. And then when you click get template, it will load for a second, and then you can choose which workspace you want to install into. I'll just choose my primary workspace and then just click install. There we go. So this is kind of the template node. That's what you see when you install the template. We also have some instructions here on how to use, and we have an example node, so you can kind of explore that and zoom into it, see how things are set up. And then at the bottom here, you'll find a search that shows you all of your meeting, or in this case at least, it shows you all of your task and meeting super tags. And this is so it's super easy to kind of link this template you've just installed with the tags that you already have in your workspace. So I want to link both my existing meeting super tag to my projects and my task super tag to my project. So I just go here and I click to extend it with the project extension. And that's it. That's basically it. Like, now it's ready to use. And as with all things in Tana, you can use it anywhere. Like, it's not like you have to use your projects inside of this project template node. You can go to your day page and start using it here. So moving to Lisbon, it's a project. Already gone quite far with it, but now I also need to move to a new apartment this coming months. So I need to find a new apartment. And since we extended the task, like you can see here as well, when we right click, we extended it now from the project extension. We get this field. And that's basically what it does. So now we can start connecting our stuff together. And you can see that when we look at our projects, the tasks flow into here. If we have several tasks, they all show up, and checking them filters them out, and so on. Same goes for the meetings. All of the templates also have ready set up super tag pages. So when you click the super tag, or any super tag in Tana really, you go to the super tag page. And the same goes for projects, where you have a project overview, a board where you can bring things. The moving to Lisbon, I guess, is sort of completed. A calendar with all of the project dates, which projects are on hold and which are completed. So yeah, that's one of the many templates that you can start exploring now.
This is great,
Awesome.
Theo, and you're the job you've been doing here is just fantastic. I think you're probably the greatest Tana engineer. And when we talk about Tana engineers, we're not talking about devs. We're talking about people that can build things in Tana. So you've done an amazing job with the template. So one thing I think let us know in the chat what templates you'd like, or on Twitter or YouTube, whatever. Just we're gonna double down on building templates for you. I think I just want to add that our goal for the template store is, of course, to have it like fully built out. Everyone should be able to, or should have their templates verified from us, and actually be able to like sell their templates in the template store. That's the store hint there. But right now we just need to learn, so we need to start doing it with our own templates first, and then build it out from there. But this is an amazing first stab at it, Theo. So yeah, well done.
Awesome.
Yeah, and there's templates here with different flavors. Like some are like the project templates, some are voice based, some have agents,
Yeah.
which are super cool to explore. I kind of work on your context and really like they really understand the node you're working on and can give you recommendations. They can give you ways to work further on your objectives, for example, ways to rewrite your content. So there's a lot of cool things to explore, and we're going to grow this collection over the next weeks and months and probably years. And we have already lined up some for next week with the meetings that are coming out that Doug Inge just talked about. So it will also be a fantastic way to explore the new features that we drop when we drop them. So this is a really good place to learn, I think, as well. And yeah, like you said, Olav Sindre, it's like we would love to hear what kind of templates you'd like us to add, kind of which systems you'd like to see in Tana, what workflows would give you superpowers, that kind of thing. So we do have a form. We do have a form for that, which will be made available at the bottom here. It's not there yet, but it's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we have, I'll post in the Slack community with that form as well. So really want to hear, what everyone wants to see. So excited to hear.
We might want to do a shape up template like Lisa says, but in the Tana shape up, which is quite different than, I would say, the 37 signal way of doing it. But I hope our users can see the velocity of the team. Like, we've been working on the highest velocity I've seen in quite some time, just getting stuff out. So it's amazing. And spaced repetition, I guess that could be a template. RJ has one, hasn't he, Theo and Matt? So maybe that's to come. But I do think that spaced repetition needs to be solved, not in a proper way. That's another office hours.
yeah, absolutely. And learning things or skill trees and so forth, that really feels like a really fertile ground for new templates and new ways to learn and so forth. So really excited to see what people do with that as well.
Yeah.
Great, Theo. All right, thanks for coming in. Look out. Where do you want people to contact you for ideas?
Yeah, we'll post the form in the community Slack, and at the bottom of the template store, we'll always have a link there to submit the form with your ideas and any other feedback. You can contact me directly.
Awesome.
Or anyone else in the team too.
Okay, fantastic, Theo. All right, thanks very much for coming in. All right, OLAV, it's just you and me. We're done, I think.
Oh, we are?
Well, a few more things, actually.
It's so awesome to see that, like, the shift we did and how we work just made us huge step in the velocity of the product development. And
it's exciting. It's reinvigorating too. And obviously after launch, it's time for a new stage as well. So I mean, you really hammered that into us, and we're growing up and growing bigger and bigger. So yeah, things need to change, as well as it's exciting when things do, which is good. Hey, you mentioned the example you just gave about going to VCs on, was it Sandhill Road? I actually, while you guys
are watching now, it's like everyone's gonna be like, "Wasn't me." Yeah. What happens when we actually launch Tana tokens? That's gonna be
exactly. Yeah. I went to, while you guys were talking, I went through. I've got a few old highlights and found this one from what was a pre-launch office hours that you and Tajay did before there was much of a team at all. I think it was maybe 2021.
This is years ago.
2022, maybe. So yeah, this was a slide that stood out, which kind of shows you've kind of picked
I think
where it's headed.
what's interesting is that it's just the thing that we thought that AI and the knowledge graph and the super tags would be what would revolutionize how humans, teams, and computers work together. I don't know if everyone knows this, but our mission is reinventing how humans, teams, and computers work together. So we've always had AI as the starting ground, and we also always had collaboration. So that's kind of probably the next step where we're going to do a lot of work, because that's not good in Tana yet. Yeah. But seeing like everything explode because people understood AI with ChatGPT, it was like, okay. and I do think like this is I remember this you haven't shown me. This wasn't planned in this meeting, by the way. But this is actually, I think this is the end of 21 or it's early 22.
I'm pretty sure it's 22. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably 22. Yeah. And we're still on this trajectory of actually getting there. And I've said so many times, people haven't understood the power of the super tag. And I still think that we haven't even touched on what that can be. And we are having some R&D projects now. Grim is really deep in this, and we've freed up his time to just like really go deep. And I think I think the things he's doing and he's thinking about, it's I'm not going to build the any more like expectations, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I thought we'd just finish quickly. I know we're a little bit over time, but just a few community highlights. Clearly there's a lot going on, so I just want to give a shout out both to anyone who's interested to join the Slack, which is available on our website, because there's always stuff. Ev has been on a tear recently on YouTube. She's back doing YouTube and doing some incredible workflows and demos. So it's awesome to see the way she's exploring in a very clear manner and simply building things for people. Just really awesome. Also, there's an upcoming meetup in Canada.
Or
12th, I think. I'm not sure which date it is, but we've got a few of the team up there. Well, Faye is up there and a few navigators, Penny, which is awesome, and Reddy's going to go. So it looks like there's going to be a few people showing up for that one. So we might send that out as a newsletter too. So
hey, just before we continue, sorry, Matt, but we're going to do a lot of meetups after summers. So if you have a city or a town or a place you want us to come, or if you want to do one and we can send you merch or whatever and help you create a great meetup, just put it here in the probably no, actually better just join the community and let us know, because then we can just put it into Tana. So yeah, if there's any place you want us to be, let us know.
All right, we've done something, I think, because there's just these weird flags showing up in the chat now. I'm not sure what's occurred, but no, shout out to everyone in Canada. Yes, it's feels like I'm hosting the Olympics or something, but yeah, it should be a great day. Well done to Reddy and everyone, Lisa, Penny, who are involved in that, which will be really really cool. So yeah, keen to do more, and excited about what we can do with those as well. Big congrats to RJ, who had over 600 people do his course at this point. So very amazing, considering both it's not like it's a fairly sizable investment. You know, it's not like a $5 coffee. So the fact that he's got 600 people to go through it shows he's really articulate and exemplar of abilities to explain things. So really,
this is amazing. There's so many people we're seeing like actually creating their living on Tana, and that's just a side effect we didn't anticipate, and it's just so good. We had this guy, remember Matt, who actually bought a car off the money he made from just teaching people Tana.
The Tana car, I think he calls it.
Yeah. So it's just
what brand
amazing
is your car,
to see it. Yeah. Rather than whatever, I'm not going to say that. But
some new exploration in terms of agents, and that's really starting to take off. So clearly agents are an early stage for us and a prototype stage, I'd say, particularly considering what's possible, but it's really awesome to see the experimentation that's happening already. So Andrew's probably leading the charge on that with others, and I think Nick Silicek has been awesome at that as well. So a lot of YouTube videos to watch and explore what they can do and where we're going with that as well. Also want to give a shout out to Simon. There's been some great workflows in the community. Simon did a new template that was all about projects with this hub idea, which was really simple and easy to understand. So really felt like Simon here was being an information architect, really building these great workflows for how things work. And yeah, in the Slack community, there's always people sharing workflows, which we really want to encourage as well, and we'll continue to do. So another nice one from Kevin. And Teodros also had an excellent one for studying. So yeah, we'll share these, and we do share these when we can, but really want to emphasize that that's the place to be. And also, we're going to start doing more of the drop-in sessions that we've been doing recently. Mark will start to do his, as well as Faye and Theo, who have been exceptional for that. So yeah, more to come, and we'll probably do one next week, if not the next week after that. So we'll put a shout out for that in Slack. So that's it from me, I think. OLAV in terms of the community. Is there anything else you want to mention in terms of what's coming next, or what the roadmap is for us to wrap it up?
I was going to tell you everything about the roadmap until August, but we don't have time, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Out of time. is this what I'm supposed to do the offline joke again?
Yeah, this is when you ruin, like Matt, the ruiner of jokes. No, there's a lot. We're going into the next focus period now, and just seeing what came out of the first one, I'm super excited seeing what people work on. I think the most important things have been discussed. It's a goal of getting offline out. It's a goal of getting the what we call brilliant basics out, which Oscar showed, which is I would almost call it like Tana 2.0 because the change is so huge. But like Oscar said, we won't ruin your previous workflows or UI. We never do that. And there's some other stuff that we're working on that I want it to be.
Go on, do it.
Yes. It's actually no. Yeah, there's. I think we're working on I think we can say that we're working on some of the sharing stuff, like the artifacts.
Yeah.
So that's been something that people have wanted, and I do think that what Oscar showed is also kind of a way to solve what the people talk about when they talk about like the views and the long form and stuff. And I would actually tell people that we are on ideas.tana.inc. We're in there every morning. So if you haven't voted on what we should work on, and if you haven't left your comments, please do. It's an inspiration for us, and it's not like a menu where you can just say like this is what we want, but we see the problems, and I think that's a really important thing. We don't want feature requests, we want problem requests. So what problems do you have, and we'll figure out how the knowledge graph, the super tags, and our AI can solve it in the most efficient manner.
I agree. I probably feel at the moment we need to update how we communicate on ideas.tana 2 to reflect how important it is to the team, and also reflect our new process a little. So that's an ongoing challenge, but yeah, continuing to try and do that. So we'll look for updates there.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. OLAV, thank you very much for coming in. I'd say we'll have to give it one or two more goes to get a conclusive feel of whether you're better than Braga, but
I can already feel it. It's like, is it just me? No.
But no, awesome. Yeah, so Braga will be away for the next few months, so I'm going to ask you to keep coming back if that's okay to jump in.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Let's wrap it up then. I think we normally finish with this, and we're going to keep the vibe alive.
Oh no, we're not doing this. We're not.
It's
this is
too
not.
late.
No.
It's too late.
Wait. Okay.
All right. Bye. Should we just say bye?
Should we just say bye? I don't know how you do this. Like Brage, tell us in the chat, Brage. Do it in the chat.
Let's see if you're there. Just type it out what you say.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.